A very good morning, my dear students, and welcome to Digital World of Patania Public School, Rohtak. I am your computer teacher Renu, is here to teach you some parts of your syllabus. But before we proceed further, I want to make sure you are keep fit and fine in this tough time of coronavirus. So without wasting time, let's discuss what part we will be covering in this video. In this video, we are covering chapter number 3, what is HTML, history of HTML and characteristics of HTML. So let's start.
So today's our first topic is what is HTML. In HTML, H stands for hyper, T stands for text, M stands for markup and L stands for language. So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Now what do you mean by the hypertext? Hypertext refers to the special text in the web document which provides connectivity with the other web page in the form of hyperlink. You can also say that hypertext is the highlighted text that is used to link various web pages. On clicking the link takes to the new section in the same document or document in another web pages. Now what do you mean by the markup? Markup means the preset codes. Markup means the preset codes which are inserted in the web document at some specific places or along with the content to set the layout or format of the document. Markup means the preset codes or the commands that are used to instruct the browser how to display the text and present information on a web page or highlight the text in different colors that is used to link various web pages. Now question arises here, what is web page? A web page is generally a single HTML document which include text, graphics, audios, videos and links regardless of the length of document or the amount of information it has. We can also say that web page is a collection of information. HTML is not a high level language, it is a markup language. In HTML have some predefined text or commands. HTML is a language board specifying how text and graphics appear on the web page. So HTML is a designing language. With the help of HTML, we design the web pages. When you visit a website, for example, you are click on www.google.com, your web browser retrieves the HTML web pages and renders it. These all web pages are created with the help of HTML. The HTML page is actually stored on the computer that is hosting the website and the page is sent to your browser. HTML pages, the data of the web pages, the data of the website actually stored in the HTML pages. So we can say that HTML is a markup language that are used to design the web pages. Now our second topic, history of HTML. History of HTML. HTML is a subset of higher level markup language known as SGML. What do you mean by the SGML? SGML stands for Standardized Generalized Markup Language that was developed by International Organization for Standard in 1986. So SGML was developed in 1986. Before SGML, a markup language was known as GML. Everyone underline this point. GML stands for Journal Markup Language and it was developed in 1980s. In 1986, ISO standardized GML and named it as SGML. It was an international agreed method for marking up text into structural units such as paragraph, headings, list items, and so on. HTML also defines different components of the document and is used to describe formatting and hyperlinks, but it provides more of an application oriented document format which is not ideal for transmission across the internet, and it is not supported by many types of computer, and it was not supported by browser applications also. So HTML was invented keeping in mind all these problems. HTML was developed in 1990s by Tim Berners-Lee. Who developed the HTML? Tim Berners-Lee developed the HTML at CERN. CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research, who used the HTML for creating the primary version of HTML. It was the first version of HTML which laid the foundation of World Wide Web. Since then, HTML has evolved bit by bit as the different versions of HTML are released, like HTML 2.0, HTML 3.0, HTML 3.2, HTML 4.0, HTML 4.01, and the latest official version of HTML is HTML 5.0. Now let's discuss every version of HTML one by one in detail. HTML 1.0 was released in 1993 with the intention of sharing information which can be readable and accessible via web browsers, but not much of the developers were involved in creating websites, so the language was also not growing. Then comes HTML 2.0. HTML 2.0 was published in 1995, which contains all the features of HTML 1.0 along with that few additional features which remained as the standard markup language for designing and creating websites until January 1997, and refined various core features of HTML. So HTML 1.0 was released in 1993 and HTML 2.0 was released in 1995. Then comes the HTML 3.0, which introduced a fresh paper or draft on HTML. It includes improved new features of HTML, giving more powerful characteristics of webmasters in designing web pages. But these powerful features of new HTML slow down the browser in applying further improvement. Then comes the HTML 4.01, which is widely used and was a successful version of HTML before 5.0. After HTML 4.0, XML was introduced, which is currently released and used worldwide. HTML5 can be said for as an extended version of HTML 4.0, which was published in 2012. So let's conclude history of HTML. GML was published in 1980s. HGML was published in 1986. HTML first version was published in 1991. HTML 1.0 was published in 1993. HTML 2.0 was published in 1995. HTML 3.2 was published in 1997. HTML 4.0 was published in 1999. After HTML 4.0 was released, focus shifted to XHTML and stricter standard. XHTML. XHTML is similar to HTML but is designed to work with XML and other language. What do you mean by XML? XML is a language. XML is extensible markup language that are used to store the data. After that, HTML 4.01, XHTML 1.0 was published in 2000. XHTML 2.0 had even stricter standards than 1.0. Rejection web pages that did not complete it fell out of favor gradually and was embedded completely in 2009. After XHTML 1.0, XHTML 2.0 was published in 2002 to 2009. After that, HTML5, the latest official version of HTML, was published in 2012. HTML5 is much more tolerant and can handle markup from all the prior versions. Though HTML5 was published officially in 2012, it has been developed since 2004. So here history of HTML is completed. Now our next topic is characteristics of HTML. And the first characteristics of HTML is very easy to understand. The syntax. It is very simple and easy language. You can easily modify your web page with the HTML and does not require any programming knowledge. It provide more flexible way to design web page using text because HTML is markup language. In this language tags are used, so HTML is very flexible to create a web page. HTML is not a case sensitive language. What do you mean by the case sensitive language? You can write your text in capital letters, small letters, toggle case, sentence case, no effect on your web page. Like you can write, for example, you can write your text in completely capital letter like HTML. You can write your complete tag in small letters like H small, T small, M small and L small. You can write first character is capital and all are the small, and you can also write in toggle case the first character is your small and all are your capital language. So HTML is not a case sensitive language. It is simple and easy language. Anyone can easily understand this language. And the next characteristics of HTML is add multimedia. In HTML you can add easily graphics, video, audio, sounds can easily be added to the web page, which give an extra attractive look to your document. So if you want to create an attractive web document, then you can use the HTML. HTML can be platform independent language, means you can run your HTML page on any web browser and any operating system. Because HTML is not a platform dependent, you can use on any operating system like Windows operating system, Macintosh operating system, Linux operating system. It offers compatibility with all the web browsers. You can view your web pages on any web browser. You can view your page on, for example, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, any web browser you can use with the web page. And for creating or writing the HTML code, you need the notepad. For creating HTML web page, we need only two things. One is your web browser and second one is your text editor.